As we develop emotional intelligence, which is the intelligence that is now being sought out by recruiters for companies. To live from the emotional intelligence is to live by principles and a desired result. In other words, is to use the laws and the principles that never change. For instance, the law of imagination, the law of faith, the law of purpose, the law of consciousness. Those are laws that once we learn how to use them and those principles, then we are not under the impact of circumstances, because these are outside ourselves and these change all the time, up and down. Our circumstances change up and down, whereas principles doesn't change. So when we learn to live from that area, if you want, or from that premise, our emotions become stabilized. We can go back to a principle when we need to make a decision. For instance, let's say the circumstances of the economy in the world or in the city that I'm living or the business that I'm in is apparently struggling for X or Y reason. Well, there is one principle that I live by and that all of us can live by, and it is the principle of abundance. That there is a field that is infinite and that all of us have given a gift and a talent and the skills to create with our thoughts, with our words, and with our feelings. We can imagine anything we desired, and once we imagine it clearly, we began to apply what is called the process of creation. In other words, yes, and some people said, do we have the power to create? Yes, we do. It was given by our Creator. We were created by a Creator. If you don't believe in a Creator, you could also think of a field, infinite field. Scientists are discovering that the universe is expanding as I'm speaking, as you're listening. It's expanding larger and larger and larger, and that the nature of the universe is to expand, grow, and advance. And we have the same attributes, the same qualities of the universe. We were part of the universe. And when we embrace that, if you want, belief, some people call it belief, the knowing, that intuition, that truth, then we can use the skills, the abilities, the faculties that were given to us to create that which we, number one, envision. We create an image. Then we have a faith, which builds in our purpose. And then we are grateful. We claim it. We're grateful. We live as if it is already here. Last night I was having a conversation and we had a dialogue in thinking about why is there people that said, I want to be a millionaire, and there are no millions in their bank account. And so we talked about the fact that very often there are thoughts that are contradictory, that actually oppose each other. That we use first the word block, and then we turn into resistance. So if there is a resistance towards a desired, that resistance first has to be dissolved in order for whatever it is that we desire to flow through. I mean, let's look at a water tap. If there is a block in the water tap, water doesn't flow through. As much as we want to open it and as much as we want to, it just doesn't flow through. First, we need to accept and perhaps even bring to our perception, to our reality, the fact that there is resistance. Then look at that resistance and investigate, if you want, or come to the realization that there is a reason for that resistance. And when did it come about? And then say, thank you, you've helped me up to now. I appreciate what you've done for me. It is time for you, resistance, to leave, because I desire a new life, because I desire new results, because I desire new outcomes, because I desire to create new lifestyle, because I desire to be someone different, because I desire to bring something into this life or experience something into this life that is different from what I've experienced before. And then be grateful and give thanks, because that image, that new image, which in another video I call it let go and let God, when we are able to create a new image, we're actually letting go of the old and bringing the new. And that takes effort and takes dedication and takes focus and determination to create a new image that we can actually look at it and see it with our mind eyes and experience it and feel as if it's here and be grateful for it. This process takes effort, if you want to call it effort, meaning it takes dedication and focus. And someone said, and I like differently, if we want to experience things differently, if we want to, for some reason, transform, there is a requirement. We need to start doing things differently. We need to start thinking differently, speaking differently, and experiencing differently. And that's what we call the process of creation. Does it work? I can attest that it works. Someone has said, but it works for you, but not for me. Again, do you want to try it? Would you like to give it a try? Would you like to change and let go of the old way of looking at things? If it is for you, try it. I've done it and it works for me. And the process that I just shared with you is what is called the process of creation. And I'm going to repeat. Create an image, a new image of what you desire. Have faith that is going to come about. With that faith, building that faith builds your purpose, which has to be clear, and then be grateful because it is already here, whether we see it or not, with the 5 senses. Be grateful because it's already here. This is what is called the process of creation. And we were given the abilities and the faculties to co-create. And this has been proven by many spiritual leaders and scientists, which are bringing the awareness of the spiritual and the scientific together. It is up to us to take this knowledge and apply it.